Hey guys, it's Diane Hochman. Welcome back to the MLM X Factor. You know, I was doing some work yesterday, Saturday. I was on the way down to New York City with my family. We were going to see a Broadway show. We went to see the previews of Xanadu, which is opening next week. Not the same as the movie, though, I will tell you. Funny show. Had a great time. And often while I'm driving or in the car, just thinking, I always keep a notebook with me. I always, and you can see my scribble, I always have a notebook with me. Always. In fact, I usually have one. I just start one and I use it until it's full, and then I shelve them and keep taking notes, because Lord knows we're given concepts and ideas all day long, and if you're not writing them down, you're losing that. So I wrote down, I want to read to you a little bit about what I wrote and talk to you about it today. Success in MLM, network marketing, direct sales, is an art, not a science. It's different for every person. There is no exact way. Now, I know you guys were sold this whole concept of the duplicatable system, and you just plug in and the money pours into your, whatever, and I think you figured out there is no fairy godmother. Glinda the Good Witch isn't coming. The Easter Bunny ain't going to drop eggs for you. And if you're going to make it in this industry, just like any industry out there, you need to study and you need to get to work. So I wrote down the key is finding the authentic you and expanding yourself until you become so large that people need to be with you. Remember, I'm not talking about a guy that wants to make $500, because with that, you can use that duplicatable system and so on. Most of you guys, if you're doing this research and you came across this video and you're poking around my stuff, be serious. You're doing research. You're trying to find a way. I know you are, because I was you. I was you doing the same research. That's how I found the way back almost 8 years ago. So when you talk about finding the authentic you, it's that simple as being you. And it's that complicated because most people are not comfortable within their own skin. And if we're talking this MLM X Factor, the big fish, what those guys have, I mean, if you've ever sat and wondered and looked and listened, what do they have? That's it. They're comfortable in their own skin. I want to give you a couple of real world examples because I want you to understand. Because a lot of you guys are looking for the script and you're looking for the email to send. Give me the email. If you just give me the email, I'll be all set. I'll send out thousands of them and I'm going to get rich. Or just give me the right script to read and I'll call the leads. Let's look at music and the music industry. And let's look at divas, okay? And I'm going to name some people that I'm sure you've heard of. You should have heard of all of them. Maybe one you haven't. But let's look at Madonna, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Mariah Carey, and Aretha Franklin. All five of them, divas, in and of their own right. Incredible voices, incredible presence. They are stunning. I would add like Barbra Streisand to the list maybe. These are icons, okay? Can you imagine, and let's take probably the most recent one maybe is Mariah Carey. Can you imagine if Mariah Carey tried to be exactly the same as Madonna? What would happen? Can you imagine if Madonna tried to be exactly the same as Aretha Franklin? What would happen? Now take two ladies that are in the same genre, Whitney Houston and Aretha Franklin. Two divas that sang soul music, gospel music. Yet if Whitney had tried to be Aretha, how foolish would she look? But you guys, and I don't know about you, but a lot of people that I see, a lot of my clients, a lot of the people that I come across, they're running around trying to be their upline or be a guru. There's nothing funnier than watching a guy who's doing a guru imitation. He's listened to the CD a lot of times and he's doing like his Randy Gage imitation, and he talks about, so if you've heard that Randy Gage tape that was famous for years, so the guy, he goes down and on Thursday night, his boss calls him and he goes, here boy, come and get your paycheck, here boy, and then he goes down to Pizza Hut and he gets a meat lovers double crust supreme, but give me a Diet Coke because I'm watching it. It's like this whole, I can recite them, guys, but I would never try to be them, because in the end people know that you're copying. Can you imagine, think about it for a minute, can you imagine Celine Dion trying to be Aretha? Celine, this little tiny Canadian French waif, trying to be Aretha, this big soul mama with that soul that she has. Oh, I sound like the Soul Train. Can you imagine it? It would be ridiculous. Yet that's what people do in this industry. They run around with the email. You know, there's one particular group on the net. They're all over MySpace, and everybody sends out the exact same email, and I'm not going to name them. They look ridiculous, and everybody that sends them out looks silly. And the only guys that are laughing all the way to the bank are the guys that run the system. They got 40,000 people buying in, running around, sending out the same exact email. Now, anybody who's seen the email more than once knows it's not from you. It looks silly. Guys, MLM is a show. If you haven't figured it out yet, the stars earn all the money, and the rest of you guys are like the aspiring stars. You're waiting the tables. Oops, I'm letting the cat out of the bag. I'm actually the truth. Look around. You're told to conform and duplicate. In the meantime, the people who are authentically themselves, the personalities, are making all the money. Imagine if all the divas were the same. Imagine if all the gurus in the industry were the same. And for the first time in the history of this industry, you have a special opportunity. Who the heck am I? I'm just some chick. Yeah, I have a business. I have 2 kids. All this other stuff. But all of a sudden, I can get on a video camera and talk to you just like this. I can become a star. And so can you. And if you can learn to be authentically yourself, and authentically work on ways that are your best to market, your best way to sing, people will be finally attracted to you. You need a combination of authenticity. See, I'm reading off my notes because I don't want to forget, but I'm not using a script. I'm actually talking to you. I'm sitting here. I'm in my office. Just this purple wall is part of my office. I'm not going to show you the rest because it's messy. And it's hot out. That's why I got, it's warm. And I'm sitting in my house talking to you like a real live human being. You need authenticity. You need business smarts, which means you have to sit down and study. And you need action. Those are the 3 things. But I'll tell you right now, even if you get the business smarts, because this is what I did. I went in the wrong order. I got the business smarts, and I learned how to advertise, and I learned how to do Google AdWords and pay-per-click and all that stuff. And I took all the action, and I worked like a dog. But I didn't have authenticity. I wasn't me. And people were repelled by me. I couldn't figure out why. It's the X factor, guys. It's when I finally sat down and started just being me, being who I am, talking like I talk, instead of, it's the most incredible thing in the history of the company, and if you just wait till the last 5 minutes of the meeting, it's going to be absolutely incredible because we're going to have an announcement that'll knock your socks off. That's where I came from. It was a cult. And I recited a script. And not just a script that I read on the phone, but a script as a person. And I'd walk around and I'd go up to like people I knew and go, hi, if I could show you a way to earn $500 extra around what you're already doing, would you be interested in taking a look? And they ran the other way like, ew. Is that what you're doing? I'm going to close with this. Once again, can you imagine if Aretha and Celine and Barbara and Mariah, and who would I leave out? Whitney, were the same? It's not the way it's supposed to be. And you're not supposed to read a script. You're not supposed to fit into this mold in the box. I mean, you're in this industry because you want to get out of the freaking box, excuse my language. And then they put you in another box. And you walk right in, and you shut the door behind you, and you sit and you bang the phones, and you feel like an idiot and a miserable failure. There's a better way. There's a better way. Start studying the X Factor. Give me a call if I can help you. Okay, guys? Study, look around, and most importantly, just cut loose, man. Cut loose. And hang out, and have a good time, and be you. And I promise you, the more you become, the more people you'll attract. So that's it for the MLM X Factor today. I hope you had fun with me. I'll see you next time. Take care.